are the do's when you are in the GD round? First is appropriate to the issue. Now, when there is a topic that has been allotted to a group, then you have to understand what kind of issue you have to raise out of the topic. Please do not go into a generalized form of the topic. Since you have been given a topic, you are supposed to jot down the points that you could speak either in the favor or in the against. And if it is not a debatable topic, then try to have a low profile or a very general statement when you don't know about the topic. And if you know about the topic, shoot whatever points you know about it. But ensure that you are not carried away with any subtopics that is discussed further in the group discussion. Second point, make original points and support them by substantial reasoning. Original points, I mean that you have to take out the points which has already been said by someone and which validate what you are saying. You cannot go in a GD round and claim something you do not know. Try not to fake on any facts and figures because the panelist who is observing you are smarter than you think. So, you are supposed to speak the points that you are having a substantial reasoning for, and you could support them through some original points that has been already validated. Third, listen to the other participants actively and carefully. Why so? Now, when you run out of the points, this is the thing that will come into a play when you don't have points. People sitting there will keep on speaking about the topic and the issue raised. But when you are there and you don't have a point, then by listening to people you could generate one. Sometimes it happens that you've started in against of a topic and someone favors it, you could also listen to the point and can go and defend yourself. So listening is very important. Next point. Whatever you say must be with a logical flow and validate it with an example as far as possible. As I already said that you should have a support system. Similarly, you should quote examples. You could quote examples state-wise, India-wise or worldwide. You could give an example by an author, by a teacher, by a writer. You could give an example so that you could validate the point that you have generated within a group discussion. Next, make only accurate statements. By accurate statements, I mean please do not have a points which will have a longer sentences which is not being able to deciphered by others. Please try to be short and crisp. You are supposed to give your points and be accurate what and when you are speaking. Next, modulate the volume, pitch and tone. Why it is important in GD? When the panelist is observing you, the panelist observes that how do you pitch yourself during a GD, how do you conclude a GD and how do you start a GD. So, volume, pitch and tone plays a very important role. Volume means a very little, a very small or a soft volume that you speak in and a very high volume. Pitch is how soft or how sharp you speak. Try to be not sharp in a GD. Try to be in between. Do not be very soft. If it is a debate, then try to have a pitch that is a medium but demanding. When I talk about tone, tone has to have a variations. When you speak about some sentences or speak about word, then which word to emphasize for should be judged by you. The next point. Be considerate to the feelings of others. It tends to happen while GD you go into flow and then you try to hurt the feelings of others unconsciously. But it is not required. Do not quote examples which immediately or directly affect the other person in the group discussion. Do not take cultural or religious example which might tend to hurt the feeling of other people sitting in the group. Next, try to get your turn. When you are sitting in a GD, you should not be greedy and keep on speaking about what point you are making. But you should wait, be calm at certain point of time and wait for your turn. But also do not sit and wait for your turn a very longer period. When you think that's the right time to pitch in, please analyze it and pitch in during the GD. Be an active and dynamic participant by listening. You have to be very active while doing a GD round, because people will be putting their points and putting their views while you will be sitting and only listening to them. But that is not required. After you listen them, you have to actively participate and try to appreciate the other people who have already put the viewpoints that you agree with. The last one, talk with confidence and self-assurance. Please do not be underconfident or very overconfident while you are in the GD. You have to be just confident enough to put your point, and you are very assured that yes, what you has put down in the GD is definitely has a validation, it is supported by examples, and you are assured that it's not hurting anyone's feeling. So keep in mind all the do's. Now we go for the don'ts. In the don'ts, being shy and nervous, keeping isolated from GD is not required. I know, probably it might happen that you are a shy person and you don't feel like interacting, or you are not able to open up, or you are just waiting for the chance. But you are not supposed to do that, because you are in a GD for an interview and it is your career. So if you want the career that you have chosen for yourself, then you don't have to be shy of any point that you want to make in the GD. You should be very confident to speak the topic that you want to. So just get out the nervousness from your mind and just be confident and speak what you want. The second point, interrupting another participant before the arguments are over. It's very wrong and it's highly negative pointed. Why? Because when the other person is speaking and you cut the person in between, the person is not able to complete the entire sentence, which shows your over dominance. You're not supposed to do all these things during the GD. Please listen to the other person's arguments and then start your point. Next point, speak in favor. For example, establish your position and stand by it stubbornly. By stubbornly, I doesn't mean that you have to hurt or you have to go violent in the GD round, but by stubbornly I mean that whatever point you keep in the GD, you have to stick to that. You should not deviate from the point what you started off. If you are speaking in the favor, you are supposed to be in the favor of the topic till the topic ends. If you are in against, then it has to be the same. Next, changed opinions. Sometimes it tends to happen while listening to the people in the GD round, you try to listen so much and involve yourself so much into the other people's points or views that you tend to change your opinion, which is wrong, because that shows that you are not stable enough for a company's position. Next point, don't make fun of any participant even if his arguments are funny. It's human tendency that if it listens something nonsensical, then we just tend to get a giggle or laugh. But that is not required, because it shows your immaturity. The other person who has given a comment has used his brains and has used his experience to speak something, which should not be made fun of. You should understand and stay calm and quiet even if you want to laugh. Next point, don't engage yourself in subgroup conversation. When you are doing a GD for around 7 or 8, probably for 10 minutes, it tends to happen that people deviates from the topic and generate subtopics. So this will lead to a one-on-one discussion or a subgroup discussion, which leads to a negative point again. If the entire group leads to a subgroup discussion, then it is easier for panelists to disqualify the entire group. So you have to be very sure enough that whether the people in the group are talking about the topic that is given or the issue that is being raised in the initial start. So please be alert about it. And the last point, if any member of the group criticizes or disapproves a point, it is unwise to get upset or react sharply. When it comes to you and you are being criticized for the point you keep, please do not feel bad, because it is a group discussion, and in a group discussion it tends to happen because there are different views and perspectives. So if there are different poles, then they tend to clash. So please do not get upset and don't show the entire upset or a bad face during the GD round. This shows that you are emotionally weak. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the importance of the last 24 hours before the interview, as it is the most nerve-cracking hours of the week, month, or even the year. Because not only you are facing the interview, but the success of it may change many things for you positively. There are people that succumb to these nerves that occur before the interview and make some silly mistakes, like not getting enough sleep before the interview, which ultimately causes trouble in the interview and sometimes even loses the job before you even get it. 24 hours before the interview can be very helpful. Even you can crack the interview with the help of last 24 hours before the interview. There is nothing extraordinary about the hours, but the way you use these hours to your benefit. You can waste them by doing useless stuff, or you can take it as a challenge to crack the interview. Crack your interview in 24 hours, challenge accepted. To take this challenge in the most awarding manner, do these simple things before the interview and you are going to get through this challenge with flying colors. First, good night's sleep. A good rest before a big day can calm your nerves as well as you feel good about yourself, even confident after the good rest. So, sleep well before the interview and do not spend time in useless activities. Second, research about the company and the job. You may have done everything in advance, like research about the job and the company, but good research about the company and the job a day before the interview pay you well, because picture about the company and the job is clear in your mind. You know what to expect when you reach there before an interview, when you have a good research about the job and the company. Thorough revision before and after sleep. We know you had done everything. Look at all the major and minor nooks thoroughly and have answers for the entire question. But a thorough revision is too much. No, never. Because your nerve may cause you temporary amnesia and you forget everything about the preparation at the time of interview. So, better safe than sorry and give thorough revision before and after sleep. Meditation. Give few minutes to yourself before you start your day to do some meditation, and believe me, it's going to help you a great deal in maintaining your concentration throughout the day. Next, be on time. Be on time because you don't want to show your face after the time of interview and jeopardize your chances of getting the job. Leave your house with enough time that traffic and other obstacles cannot stop you from arriving on time. Next, dress properly. Choose something business formal or casual, but never go like you are going to the college classes. Next, prepare common and some uncommon questions. Yes, we know you have all the answers for the question interviewer is going to ask you, but still, in the last hours before the interview prepares, answers for all the common and uncommon answer. You can also write them on a sheet for a quick look when you are waiting for the call. Thank you. Stay connected with us for more such videos and do not forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thank you.